Well, this is my friend Shakti Designs of Atwell Arcade, Fremantle. And Shakti and I are going to enjoy this next act, who needs all the love and attention that we can give him. Please welcome Vic Demised.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really sorry to be here. I'm Vic Demised. I've had a terrible week. Last Friday I was driving to my brother's funeral when I ran over my sister. Honestly, my luck is so bad. If I died and was reincarnated, I bet I'd come back as myself. That'd be a real bummer, because I haven't enjoyed it this time. It began badly. When I was born, they thought at first my mother had had twins, and then they realised that one of us had to be the placenta. My poor mother had postnatal depression until I left home at 16. Because I wasn't a talented child, I was born with Van Gogh's ear for music. I got kicked out of kindergarten for putting super glue in the finger paint. School was tough too, I found it hard to play the status game. It took me 7 years to work my way up to be toilet roll monitor. Puberty was even worse. My voice broke when I turned 14 and hasn't worked properly since. I used to get a lot of pimples on my face and shoulders, so I was a one-man market for Clearasil. One day I used so much my whole head disappeared. That got me a lot of sympathy until it grew back again. I nearly got a girlfriend once, but then my name got in the way, Vic Demised. She refused to walk around with CB loves VD written on her school bag. Well, my life went on like that sort of up until last year, when it suddenly took a turn for the worse. See, I started a hobby farm. I worked hard, The stamp collections and model planes just wouldn't grow. I went to my doctor. I said, I've had blackouts. Sometimes I just can't. When he said I had acute depression, I thought he meant he liked my dimples. He said he had half a mind to give me a lobotomy. Well, the doctor recommended that I'd get a change of image. So I went to a hairdresser's and I asked him to give me a Mohican. The hairdresser suggested I get my head listed as a wilderness area. They refused to let me take part in the Fringe Festival. Oh, the kids next door like it, though. It's a nice, smooth, non-stick surface for their Play-Doh. Even with the kids around, I've been pretty lonely. Last week, I got so lonely, I rang the Jehovah's Witnesses and begged them to visit me. But they refused. I thought I'd get a pet to keep me company. I couldn't afford to keep a dog, so I got a slug. He's a good slug, He doesn't take a lot of care or feeding. And so what if he's really slow at fetching sticks? Even worse than being lonely is poverty. I've been so poor lately. When a burglar broke into my house the other night, he took a look around and he left me next door's video player. It's just a pity it's a beta. Well, to cheer myself up, I went to get a test drive a car. I thought I'd test an automatic. I started out okay in P for preparation. Then I put it into N for nowhere, and that's where I went. Finally, I got it into D for drag, and I was doing fine, you know. I was up to about 80 Ks, and I thought, I'll see how much it'll do. Flat out, I slammed it into R for race, and the drive shaft dropped out. Well, you know, I have dreams of being a yuppie, driving a Porsche or something, but I got to face reality. The closest I've ever come to a power breakfast is when I stuck my knife in my toaster. I've often thought about the ultimate solution, you know, suicide. But then I always consider my friends. I just wouldn't want to give them the satisfaction. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Vic Demised. Thanks for putting up with me, and good night.
Thank you very much, Vic Demised. Very nice. Oh, Vic. Vic feels